My name is Kurtis Siegle. I currently live in London, England. I am a VP of sales, and I have invested in 7 Ashcroft deals. Like a lot of people, I started investing in single-family homes personally, and after about 2 properties, I quickly realized that I should transition to multifamily. There's just a big reduction in risk and a lot of efficiency gains, and ultimately multifamily just made it easier to scale, achieve better ROIs, less headaches. I didn't really have very many objections. There were a few things kind of in the PPM contract that I had some concerns about, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Jokingly, I would say that probably the biggest complaint is just that Joe Fairless is a Texas Tech Red Raider, and a lot of my family are Oklahoma fans. And I don't know if that objection will ever be addressed. I haven't actually experienced any missed payments or missed ROI targets or anything like that as an investor, and a lot of the communication to investors has been consistent, so there hasn't been very many interruptions on that end. The consistency of hitting and exceeding those projected returns, which what ultimately comes with that for me in my life is the reliability of that cash flow being something I can depend on for income. I've recommended Ashcroft. I think I've done it maybe 5 times. So I've already done it quite a few times. And usually the pitch to my friends and family is centered around passive income, low risk multifamily, investment assets, and high reliability of, Ashcroft as an organization. The last year, my wife was actually offered a promotion that required us to move to London in order for her to accept. And ultimately, that required for me to step back in my career and reduce my responsibilities significantly and my income along with that. And so the cash flow from investments like in Ashcroft have ultimately given us the flexibility to be able to take advantage of those opportunities when they come up. I think that real estate investing is a pretty important cornerstone of having a diversified portfolio, especially when you're trying to achieve some level of financial independence in the United States. But I know personally firsthand how hard it is to manage rental properties and how to manage those upgrade rehab projects on those properties, especially when you have those competing priorities in life like a day job. So Ashcroft really helped me continue to build my real estate portfolio without consuming more and more of my time. Yes, I probably will. The one thing I'd love to get under my belt is an exit. It's the one thing that I haven't seen come to pass yet with the investments that I have. I think once I get some exits and I'll feel a lot more comfortable about putting a larger portion of my portfolio with Ashcroft. But right now, Ashcroft does currently have, as a single organization, the largest piece of my personal portfolio. So I've already got quite a bit with you guys. I do appreciate that in some of the monthly communications on the deals that we do, Ashcroft takes a little bit of extra time to kind of point out the impact that we're ultimately having in the community. Real estate investing is ultimately a business that impacts people. And whenever they send over information about, community events or improvements that have been made to the property, or, we've had a lot of natural disasters recently, like the freezing in Texas, and some of the community outreach and aid that has been offered those residents, and helping with COVID and stuff like that. So receiving some of that feedback, knowing that we're ultimately improving those communities, definitely helps as an investor. And I look forward to hopefully seeing more of that as more and more the value add funds come together.